Hello again, everyone. This video is going to be about space mode in Helix. And you can activate space mode by pressing space. And space mode is basically just a bunch of pickers and other things that probably just didn't fit anywhere else. At least that's my impression. And I'm not going to show you everything here because some of this stuff I talk about in other tutorials. So watch those tutorials if you want to see that. But let me start by talking about Space+f. So just press Space+f, and this is the basic file picker. This basically shows all the files that are in your current project, and you can just search through them and yeah, just jump to them if you want to, like this. There's also F, and that will only open files in the current working directory. Only in this case, it looks the same because my current working directory is the root of my project. So that's why. Do note here that .git files and .gitignore files are ignored by default here in this file picker. There's also space ? And this is a picker that is very useful because it shows you all the actions that you can do in Helix and all the key bindings that are associated with these actions. So as you can see here, we have 3 columns: name, bindings, and doc. And if I, for example, search for move here, it shows me everything that has to do with move, the key bindings associated with that action, and what it actually does. So this is very useful if you want to look up a key binding that you may have forgotten, for example. There's also space G, and that lets you basically see all the files that were modified and as Git sees them. So this basically tracks Git changes. As you can see here, these 2 files are untracked in Git and this one is modified, so that's why they show up here. So this is pretty useful. Another useful picker is also space apostrophe. This one is useful because it always opens the last picker that you opened last. So if you want to go back to your last picker, just use that. There's also a couple of pickers that rely on LSP or language server functionality. For example, space S is a symbol picker. And if you go through here, it shows you all the symbols that you have in your project or in your file. And specifically, space S shows you the regular symbol picker, and space Shift S or capital S shows you the workspace symbol picker. There's also the diagnostic picker, that's space D, and space Shift D shows you the workspace diagnostic picker. And last but not least, there's also space K, and that basically shows you documentation on whatever you are selecting or whatever you have your cursor on. So that's pretty handy as well. Alright guys, that's it for this video. See you in the next video. Bye.